Hi all, welcome back to Ignite with She. Today I have a story for you. I'd like to share with you about my journey of self-discovery and how I stepped into modeling industry. I would like to start from my childhood. So let's start with Once Upon a Time. So once upon a time, when I was a little girl, I was struggling with my body image. I did not feel good growing up because growing up, my mother told me repeatedly, "Damn, you look so ugly. You're so ugly that I don't know how to dress you, how to clothe you, what to do with you." So the best thing she could do was to dress me like my two younger brothers. So me and my two younger brothers wore the same types of clothes and we had the same hairstyle. Needless to say, I grew up with really short hair, like boy cut hair. I've never been to a salon until I was probably 27 or 25, long, much later in life. I never been to a salon because my mother cut my hair. She would cut my hair in our bathroom using razor blade. If you have not had your hair cut by a razor blade, let me tell you, it hurts. So when she cut my hair, she'll have to grab a small pinch of my hair and she'll just have to shave it. On my lucky day when the razor blade was sharp, my hair came out easier. Sometimes the blade was not as sharp. Man, that hurts. It's like pulling, but usually have that one or two strand of hair that is like pulling. Imagine like your hair got pulled and cut. Yeah, I hated my hair cut by a razor blade, as you would imagine why. Fast forward even up to teenagers time, I pretty much wore oversized shirt, clothing that's not for my size. So imagine a 12 years old wearing 30 years old blazer, pants, and dress. My mom will always dress me wearing her clothes. So by the time I was 21, I pretty much have my hair cut short off, pretty much at that time my whole life. And then I would live in sneakers, oversized t-shirt, and baggy jeans. Until when I was about 27. Actually, no, I trace back a little bit. I left home for college, and when I left home, I was grateful because I was given the opportunity to really explore myself. I remember I was at a shopping mall. I went shopping for some winter jacket and some clothing. I ran into somebody I just met not long ago at that time, and she saw what I was holding at checked out. And I was holding a double extra large hoodie jacket and baggy t-shirts or jeans. I couldn't remember. She returned all of them and she took me shopping. And then she reminded me that I was petite. I was a size 4. So we bought some clothes that were more true to my size. That experience cracked something open in me. And then I went to college. I lived with a few roommates. They showed me how to put on makeup, how to pluck my brow. We went shopping. We shopped at Sephora. We'll play with the different colors of eyeshadows, lipsticks, And then we experience with different styles. So we shop at Forever 21, H&M's, and we just try on clothes and just have fun, like college girls would do. And that experiences like made me realize and helped me learn more about my own body, my fashion sense, and I felt good about it. And then when I was 27, I went back home with my new outlook, of course. And when the day I got home, I was actually relieved that my mother did not say anything. But that was short-lived. The next day, she grabbed me into the bathroom and she started cutting my hair. It's more like she was shaving off my long hair with, you guess it, razor blade. So seeing my hair falling onto the floor, something in me broke. I told myself I never want to go back to this experience again, to feel small and unwanted again. So I focused my energy on education. I studied really hard. I graduated my college as the department honorary in chemistry and biochemistry. Later earned my PhD in analytical chemistry from the nation's #1 program and recruited by Intel as an engineer. So from the outside looking in, everything looks wonderful. I look accomplished. I was driving brand new car. I have big TV. I live in a luxurious apartment. I shop at Whole Foods for organic groceries. I had a good time. I had a good life. But on the inside, I always felt ugly, unworthy. I feel like an imposter. As an Asian woman, there's a lot of expectations of what we should do by certain age. And just to give you a little bit more context, that as my father is illiterate, so he has never spent a day in school. My mother went to school on and off, and she finished second grade education. And the highest education my extended family has received is some high school education. So not a lot. So naturally, my family and relatives could not understand why I was still in school at 30s, why I was still single, had no children, when majority, if not all, my schoolmates from childhood were already married, already have kids, several children that they were raising, and why was I still single, no children, and still in school. It was difficult. My younger sister, who is 7 years younger than me, constantly reminded me to find a boyfriend, get married, stop going to school, and all that, So it was okay when I was 20s, when I was 30s, but when I hit 40, something escalated really hard, and I was really struggling with body image, and it got really bad that I could not look at myself in front of the mirror. I feel ugly, fat, not worthy, imposter. I should not be there. I should not be at Intel. I was not good enough, not worthy. That lasted for about 2 years until I decided, and I told myself, that's enough. I no longer wanted to feel that way anymore. it's amazing how universe works, or how the universe responds when we are ready to heal ourselves, when we are ready to take a step forward. A photographer that I work with, as many of you know, I am an event planner. So a photographer I work with, the wedding we worked together was published in a mainstream magazine. He has been in the industry for 15 years, and that was my second year at wedding planning, and our wedding got published in the mainstream magazine. We did not pay, so it was just naturally got selected because they liked the aesthetic of it. So this photographer was overjoyed as a way to appreciate me. He offered to take my portraits. So I went. At first I was pretty shy, and then later I got relaxed and I had fun. And when I saw the photos, the finished photo, damn, I'm gonna tell you, I look good. And that lit something in me, and that spark eventually led me to modeling. At first, I reached out to boutiques, local stores for photo shoot opportunities, but nothing happened. I have also tried some local photo shoot groups, and I quickly found out that modeling opportunity for someone like me, a little bit older, a little bit curvier, and Asian, were not that many. So a friend who is also a model suggested I try Runway. I hesitated a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Why limit myself? Let's just try it and then see what happens. So I signed up for my very first audition. It was August 2024. I signed up, but before I went to the audition, I never walked on the runway. I didn't know how to catwalk. I had no idea what's going on. So I spent a lot of time watching YouTube tutorials, Instagram reels, Google, just do a little bit of homework and really practice in front of the mirrors, walk up and down many times to learn. And then on the actual audition day, I showed up to this space. It was in a hotel in Portland. I felt so intimidated. The room was full of slim, tall, professional models. And the self-doubt really kicking in. And thankfully, I was able to calm myself and finish the audition. The organizer wanted all the models, to walk in pairs. So I looked around and I saw someone across the room. She looked friendly. She looked like me. Both of us were not size 2. And she looked really like warm person. So I kind of reached out to her and said, hey, my name is She. Would you like to walk together for this audition? She said, yes. A side note, eventually we worked together at many photo shoots after. So anyway, for that, when the audition started, we walked together. From my perspective, as somebody we just met, we have 2 of us are complete strangers. We just met right before we walked. I thought we did really good. Like, we walk and sing, we sing. We started around the same time. We started at the same time. We walked the same pace. We arrived at the end point and we pose, and then we turn, we walk back and sing. We are really coordinating with each other. I thought we nailed it. And then I found out that, I noticed when I was walking, the organizers did not even look at us. They were just talking to the colleagues and whatever. And then they asked us to walk again. Same thing, they never really look at us. After our second walk, they asked us to sit at the corner table and wait to be measured. And then it's very interesting. Like, we were sitting there and they kept shuffling us keep moving to the back, keep letting people that walk after us to get measured before us. We just get kind of like shuffle back, you know. So after about 30 minutes, it felt like we were out of place. We were like, it was not a good feeling. Like, we were like unwanted, you know. And about 30 minutes later, they asked us to talk in the hallway, and they asked us to leave because we're too big. I don't know what to expect at that time, how to respond. I think I was just like shocked. And then I was on my way. I think I was still processing what I just heard. And then when I walked out of that space, that hallway, another person stopped me and he was like, "Hey, do you know about the model audition next week? It is a more inclusive model audition." So I took down the information and I left. By the time I got to my car, I think the emotion started to catch up. I felt angry, frustrated, upset. I texted my friend that encouraged me to audition, and I was just venting. I was not happy about that, how I was being treated. And then she sent me a few more opportunities for auditions that are a little bit more inclusive. Right after that, I went to a nearby restaurant. I ordered 3 entrees and some desserts. One entree was actually pretty spicy, so I was literally crying, sweating, and filming, and angry, and just angry. That experience lit a fire in me. I just did not want anybody to feel that way again. I did not want anybody to feel the way they made me feel. So I started organizing inclusive photo shoots. I wanted to show that beauty has no age, size, gender identity, and cultural limit. Just a side note, after that audition happened on August 2024. I did not give up. By 2 months later, by October and November 2024, I walked additional 2 fashion runways, and I walk more since then. But I was very selective on who I walk for. I want to support fashion shows that promote inclusive and respectful environment for the models. I continue to organize a lot of photo shoots, but this time really focus on inclusivity. I wanted to make everyone who feels like they're not good enough, unseen, not worthy, to know that no, you are beautiful. That walking in runways helped me feel joy, pride, and courage. Walking on the runway doesn't mean I am flawless. It means I had the courage and I showed up as who I am to the audience. I showed up. I also realized that Runway has room for all of us at every age, every size, and every story. I organize inclusive photo shoots because I know how it felt like to be told that we don't belong. I know how it felt. I know how much it hurts. And for me, photo shoots or modeling has become more than just fashion. It is about reclaiming my worth, reclaiming and celebrating my body, and giving others the chance to do the same. So, if you ever felt like you weren't enough, hear this. You are. Courage to me looks different. Courage looks different for different people. To me, it looks like stepping into or onto the runway after I was being told no. If my story resonates with you, please like, subscribe, and share this video with people you feel like might need a little reminder for this. See you next week. Bye.